Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the very best albums of 2019, presented by yours truly, Garrett Braithwaite, aka Rico, California. Opinionated? Maybe. Factual? You decide. Is that how it works? I don't know. But anyway, we're about to roll out the red carpet for these albums. Let's get to it. Yes! Alright guys, here we are once again. I have been very interested to see how this list was going to turn out at the end of this year. And now we're here. Yay! If you didn't see it already, I did make a list of the top 10 worst albums of this year. It is already up. But now today, I am going to highlight what I think are the best albums that came out this year. Of course, this is my opinion, but I'm going to share it anyway. Just to clarify the rules, this is 10 albums. I did think I could potentially create a top 20 list, but I really wanted to emphasize the ones I think were the best albums. I am going to include some honorable mentions, actually quite a few. I tried narrowing it down, and I did, but it still was a lot. Also, I'm only including albums I actually reviewed and shared here on YouTube. I can't go by what other people's opinions are. I have to go with what my gut says, and my heart, and my ears, and everything else that connects them together. If you think there's a great album that is not on here, please let me know in the comments below. Maybe I didn't get around to reviewing it, and you think I should still check it out. I'm totally game for that. I really am. But the end of the year has come. I have to wrap it up, and now here we are. Let's get into these honorable mentions and then the top 10. I first wanted to highlight Jeremy Pelt, the artist, because I did give this album a yes, and I think it deserves it. However, I don't see myself listening to it too often, even though I really love jazz music. I just feel like I probably have other music I'm going to listen to more often. Kind of in the same area, I felt the same about Meghan Trainor's EP, The Love Train. Also, it is an EP, and you do have to convince me a little bit more if you're going to be really high up there. But it deserves an honorable mention. Segueing right off of the EP idea, I've got Be On Fire by Chrome Sparks here. Reviewed it super early in the year, and I actually listened to a lot of these songs more often than I thought I would. I've got In the End by the Cranberries. I just had to mention it. Let's Rock by the Black Keys. I've got Fear Inoculum by Tool. I don't know why more people aren't talking about Let Love by Common. This man is a brilliant poet. Ocean by Lady Antebellum, Assume Form by James Blake, I by Bon Iver. This is the album of the 8 nominees for Album of the Year that I want to win. It's not in my top 10, but of those 8 nominations, this is my Album of the Year. The newest album that I got to review is Fine Line by Harry Styles, and I was surprised how much I enjoyed listening to this album. And for fun, and because I can, I've got Christmas in the City by Leah Michele. Yeah, Christmas music. I like it. I like to highlight the Christmas music. Okay, now that we've done that, time to start with the top 10. So the number 10 spot was actually kind of hard for me to figure out. I listened to about 5 albums I thought could take this spot. Revisiting Stronger Than the Truth by Reba made it so easy for me to decide. This is an album from an artist who's been around the block for a long time, and yet we still love her, and she's still pulling out amazing music. A 33rd album, still making amazing music. How many people can say that? Reba, thank you. You did a good job. Please adopt me as your grandson. I have Moonglow by Avantasia at number 9. This is very interesting. This is marketed as opera metal. After listening to it several times over, I would kind of rebrand it this way. I would consider it hard rock Broadway. It feels super theatrical, And I love that about it. I also got a lot of comments saying, well, if you like that, then you're probably really going to like this other stuff. And that was fine to get those recommendations. However, I feel like this album and this band kind of struck a chord with me that they're kind of in the right spot. The music's not too hard. It's not overly explosive. Yeah, the songs are kind of long, but I get in the zone when I listen to them. It's not an everyday album for me, but I feel like I could really get immersed into this sphere of a world that it seems to create. I like it. I love it. Avantasia, I'm so happy I listened to this album. Thank you. At number 8, I have Everyday Life by Coldplay. Now, I didn't actually think I was going to include this album in my top 10 because when I first listened to the album, I knew I liked a lot of elements of it, and then I had a few songs I had some problems with. I still have those problems with the few songs that I do. However, I listened to the other songs that I liked. And I discovered, I actually really love those songs. And I kept going back to the album for those songs. Those songs elevate the album so much higher, more than the other songs that I don't like could bring it down. Thank you, Coldplay. You continue to rock. I love you. Couple stumbles, that's all right. We can have differences. That's all right. The songs that I love are amazing. I have to recommend this album. It gets this spot. It deserves it. Number 7, I've got Literal by Juan Luis Guerra. I know a lot of you who might not be familiar with my channel might have guessed that I'm going to have a tropical Latino album in here. I love Spanish music. I have the blessing of being able to understand this music. This album is so much fun to listen to. I can groove and dance to this album. And this guy just gets so much more polished with age. He's been around the block for so long and he just does a good job. Thank you, Juan Luis. Gracias, mi amigo. I love listening to this music. Give it a shot, please. Even if you don't understand Spanish, I implore you, give this album some time. You will be moving your feet when you listen to it. At number 6, I have Silver Linings by Catching Flies. I find this title kind of ironic in a way. Not because it's not good. It's good. It's on this list. I think I say that because I just feel like it had been a few weeks since I felt like I was going to listen to an album I was really loving. And this one surprised me a lot, especially in that sense where I feel like he's trying to find the fine line by just kind of letting these two genres that I feel like he's kind of putting together but not mushing together. He's just kind of putting them together, an EDM and a lo-fi / chill hop kind of vibe. They just work. I can understand where the differences lie, but I also see how they can be utilized together. They go hand in hand. They're not fusing, but they go hand in hand. He made it work so well, and I can just enjoy. I can kick back and relax and love listening to this album, and I think you should too. Number 5 is Sucker Punch. Ha! By Sigrid. This is what I think pop music is missing. I think a lot of the music in this album is fantastic. I think we could learn a lot from most of the songs in this album that would make our mainstream music a little bit more lively, a little bit more than just tolerable. I think that she brings potentially A+ quality to this genre and just what she could do for mainstream music. It is infectiously great. It's got some quirks, and I kind of like some of those quirks. But overall, she just got the music down. Thank you, Sigrid. That's why you're getting this spot. At number 4, I have Heart Songs by Tommy Emmanuel and John Knowles. Two legendary jazz guitarists just coming together and making beautiful love songs. Need I say more? I'm being serious when I'm going to say this. Valentine's Day is not that far away, at this point. If you need some music to set the mood, just get this album. It'll work. And not only will the romance begin to blossom, you will be able to have a little piece of you kind of get not only enjoyment, but a respect for the craftsmanship that these two bring, just collaborating and playing two beautiful instruments together. It feels so simple, and yet it is endearing at its finest. At number 3, I have Ventura by Anderson .Paak. This is another one of those surprises. I just didn't know what to expect, and I am forever grateful I listened to this album. And a lot of people who follow me, I know, were surprised by how I feel about this album. It has some of those standard problems that I don't kind of like with my music, but boy, it is groovy. Production was so well helmed. He just took care of his music in this album. I am so happy that we can even get music like this. Even if it has little itty-bitty problems with it, I loved it. I bought the digital clean copy of this album because I felt like I needed the album. I don't regret that at all. People just need to walk in the street and feel good about themselves and just kind of get that oomph back into their lives, kind of get that swagger going because they got the grooves going along with them. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Speaking of grooves, my number 2 pick is Inflorescent by Friendly Fires. Yeah, this is a little different of a groove, but it takes that to an even different level and makes me feel like I could just throw a party just playing this album. I cannot believe how happy I was after listening to this album the first time and then taking a little time to review some other albums and then coming back to it. And I was like, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Come here. Like, okay, we listened to it. We're going to get the review out, right? Because this is getting a yes. So I have to do it now. I was so happy. Oh, man. Oh, such a good feeling. And I have shared this album with many other people, and they equally get enjoyment out of it as much as I do. A lot of people just need to open up a little bit more to some other things that are coming out, because I don't know a lot of people who are talking about this album. This is up there. This is up there. I promise you, you won't regret it. But even then, I have a number 1. And this number 1, I feel, stands above everything I've listened to this year. And I feel like not enough people are giving it credit, and I have to put it at number 1 because of how truly amazing it is. And that album is Tales of America by Y.E.S. Thank heavens the Grammys recognized him for 1 nomination. Okay, yeah, it's 1. It should be more. I believe that. Thank heavens. I thought this album was going to be completely forgotten. All the same, it still isn't being talked about enough. Although I might not get up and groove as much as I will to Anderson .Paak or Friendly Fires, I just have tremendous respect for this album. This is an almost perfect album. It gets the yes recommendation because of how amazingly well put together it is, how amazingly executed it is, and how genuine it is. There does not feel like there is any fake commercialism with it. It doesn't feel like there's anything it's trying to prove. It is just trying to be a good album. It just feels like it is putting forth itself. It knows it is good music. I swear to you, it is that good. Please go listen to it. Like I said before, there's probably other things you might be more into. You might find yourself dancing to more. There might be more music that is more comforting to you. There is something that might be more nostalgic to you. It could be a lot of things. But this album is just so well made, and I think it is going under the radar for far too many people. Please, please, give it a listen. It is worth everyone's time. Well, there you have it, guys. These are what I consider the best albums of 2019. If you agree or disagree, I want to know. Let me know down below. I want to have conversations about what music everyone felt was really good. If there's an album you think should have been on this list, but I didn't review, please let me know down below. I want to know what music is worth looking at, and, just time gets away. I am a very busy person, but I still want to talk about music, and I love being able to do this. I love doing so much more than reviews, but reviews allow me to find music I probably would not be able to find, just like many of the albums in this list. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. And remember, if you want to discover, promote, and review the best in entertainment, remember to subscribe and follow all the social media for this channel so you can get that yes in your life. See you next time. Pop bottles! Woohoo! This has been great. Congratulations, Y.E.S. I look forward to more music from you. Good luck at the Grammys. Good luck to everyone else in the future. This has been fun. Tasty. Wowzers. Love it. Bada booyah!